Hello everybody, and before we hop into the review, please remember to like and subscribe. Hello everybody, and welcome back to Daisy's Corner, or if it's your first time, welcome. Today we will be reviewing the Château Gâteaux Biscoff range. So it's been out for a couple of days, and I went into a branch today and I got a couple of goodies. They look really delicious. I'm excited for the milkshake, and I think for the malva pudding. There was one left, so clearly it's popular. But without further ado, let's hop into the review. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start off with is the Biscoff latte. Now this looked phenomenal, beautiful, chef's kiss in the store, and then I had to package it up and bring it home, so it looks a little meh right now. But I think let's taste test and see. My personal conspiracy theory, I think it's just Biscoff topping, not Biscoff flavored coffee or like Biscoff smeared on the inside. Let's see. Okay, so there's a little bit of the Biscoff flavor from the topping that's obviously melted into the hot coffee. Is it Biscoff flavored? No. That being said, Château Gâteaux's actually got good coffee. This is like a nice light blonde roast kind of coffee. Really delicious, but I'd have to take points off because it's not actual Biscoff coffee. So I think this deserves maybe like a 7 out of 10. It looked pretty, but doesn't meet up to the Biscoff taste that I'm looking for. Okay, now it's time for the Biscoff milkshake. As you can see, this is Biscoff filled, so I think this is going to go down a lot smoother. Divine, beautiful, chef's kiss. 9.5 bunny ears out of 10. Not much more to be said. It's Biscoff, decent ice cream. You don't taste anything other than Biscoff. That's really good. But we've reviewed the Biscoff milkshakes before, and those were really good. So I'm not surprised that they can probably just do any flavor they want. Definitely earns its 9.5 bunny ears. Okay, and now we break into the sweet treats. Okay, we're going to start off with the malva pudding. Like I said, there was one of these left, which I'm not surprised because malva pudding can be really good, but Biscoff malva pudding takes it to a whole new level. Okay, I'm slightly disappointed with this one. What I'm tasting is that this is normal malva pudding topped with Biscoff. I was hoping the syrup that went into the malva pudding was somehow liquefied Biscoff. I think that would take it over the edge. This has got to be a 7 out of 10 because while very tasty, doesn't meet expectations. But pretty decent, I think, attempt at combining Biscoff and a South African favorite dessert. Okay, normal cheesecake just topped with Biscoff. Let's see. Okay, then we've got the Biscoff cheesecake. Now, this is really looking like it's also just a... Okay, so if you've heard of Château Gâteaux, you've probably heard of Andrea's cheesecake. So it's not surprising that they do cheesecake really well. I will say, it's probably good that the Biscoff is actually not filling the cheesecake, just because cheesecake for me can be quite cloy, and so I think having the cheesecake normal and then having the Biscoff on top, it helps cut the flavor both ways. So where you've got like the stodgy sort of savory element to cheesecake, the Biscoff then sweetens it and in its true Biscoff fashion is just delicious. But the Biscoff, it's cut by the cheesecake, so you don't have this overwhelming sweetness where you want to stop eating. You would actually just polish the whole thing because it's just a perfect balanced dessert in my mind. So this is like 8 bunny ears out of 10. And then the last thing that I thought was quite novel is something called a cookie pie. So I'm hoping that this is Biscoff cookie because it's got a Biscoff cookie on top, and it's got Biscoff cookie batter. I could eat that stuff by the jar, so let's taste test. Okay, again, not Biscoff filled. Would have loved for there to be like some Biscoff cookie batter in the middle or something. But there's quite a lot of big chocolate chunks you can see there. So it is quite a chunky... Hang on. I'm gonna eat my words there. There is Biscoff cookie butter in there. It's just really in there. Between the big chunks of chocolate and the Biscoff in the middle and the Biscoff on top, I'd say that's a pretty decent Biscoff flavor. Again, I just wish that it was made with Biscoff. I think that would have been like 10 out of 10. So this one gets, I think, also 8 out of 10 bunny ears. Really yummy, really delicious. And a different way, I think, to present Biscoff. Alrighty, everybody. So after reviewing everything from the Biscoff range, I will say I think the products with the Biscoff in them are probably the best. So the milkshake is top of the range for me. Château Gâteaux does like excellent milkshakes anyway. So this was just up my street completely. I love the Biscoff milkshake. Winner, winner, bunny dinner. So this one's good. I think then if I were to rank them, I'd probably rank them probably the cheesecake. Then I would go for the cookie pie. Then I would go malva pudding, and then I would go latte. And the reason why I say that is because none of them are made with Biscoff. Biscoff is just like an additive in there. And while that's nice, some of us who adore Biscoff want it to be in everything. So I think that's something people need to work on. Not necessarily just Château Gâteaux, but I thoroughly enjoyed myself. It was a Biscoff party, and I think that you should go and get yourself at least one thing from the range, and that thing being the milkshake, even if you don't like milkshakes. If you don't like milkshakes, though, that says a lot about you. Kind of like not liking bunnies or not liking Biscoff, or, you know, these are all red flags. Anyway, everybody, let me know what looks good to you from this range. Let me know if you've tried anything and what you thought. Hop into the next review with me, everybody, and I'll see you there. Bye.